Now what we're doing is installing flex coping on a free-form pool. You're gonna need 2 to 3 hands to help you do this, and you wanna take your time, be patient with it. This coping is already notched in the back, so it will bend and follow that curve of the pool in those different radiuses, but you do need help. You'll need a couple sets of hands and a rubber mallet. So all you wanna do is, as you bend that, keep it flush, and as soon as you get it flush and perfectly in line with the panel, take one of the tech screws that's included, and you're gonna screw that coping right down into the top of the panel and hold it into place. Now it's not very complicated to install, but definitely 2 or 3 people will help make this a smoother and easier process. Just make sure you take your time, use some patience when you're going through here, because this ultimately will be the finished edge of your deck. So you do want it to look nice. Next, we're gonna put the brace in the back of the coping. Now this brace is only needed on flex coping. It's notched, if you can see there. And that notch fits right into a corresponding notch on the back of the coping. So it just slips right down snugly, and that braces the front of that coping, keeps it locked in place. Now you're gonna wanna tech screw that. You're gonna wanna put 2 of those in. Now that brace really just helps the front of the flex coping stay plumb until you pour your concrete. One quick point to note is you want to go every 2 feet with your brace and every foot with your tech screw. So make sure you get a tech screw every 12 inches and then follow that with a brace every 2 feet. Quick point I want to bring up is every time you have a stick of coping that's going to meet another stick of coping, you're going to need to use a brace behind that. But you definitely want to leave a little expansion gap. Once you've got those married up and there's an expansion gap, you're going to want to take your brace, as we showed you before, slide it into that groove, and then tech screw it down. Once you get it screwed down, you're going to come back with a coping clip. Now I've gone with a white clip so that way you guys can see it, but that white clip goes right over that parting line, and you're going to want to use your mallet to work it down. I'm not going to put it down all the way because we do want to come back with a gray one, but ultimately once that gets into position, you're going to take one more tech screw and you're going to pin that through the back of the clip and also through the brace, and that'll hold everything in place.